Welcome back to Epically Universal. I'm your host, Keegan Lanier. You can find me over on X. So let's have a conversation about all things Universal. But in today's episode, we're talking about another area of Epic Universe, and that is Celestial Park. So let's not waste any time. I really want to get into this. And I'm over on Universal Orlando Resort on the website, and we're going to walk through some of the details, some of the stuff that they've talked about. And y'all can see this already. Like, this stuff right here is cool as shit. Like, it's awesome. You got the Grand Helios Hotel, which is shaping up to be beautiful. You've got all these other things. Stardust Fall, Star, whatever you want to call it these days. Stardust Racers, the official name. The artist formerly known as Starfall Racers. This ride gets wilder the more I see it. I know it's testing. We've got a bunch of cool things going on with this area. It's shaping up really, really, really fast. And Celestial Park is going to be that place that you walk into, sort of the port of entry for Islands of Adventure. But guys, this is freaking cool. The water, the dining, all of it. We're going to take you through this if you haven't seen it. If you're watching, this part right here is just a zoom through video of Celestial Park. So we come through, you can see the different portals. It's zooming through the whole land. You can see Starfall Racers, Stardust Racers. It's going to take me a second, sorry. Stardust Racers. You know, this roller coaster is going to be dueling. For any of you who are old school Islands of Adventures fans, holy crap, this is like a throwback for us. All I can think about when I see this is next generation dueling dragons. And that makes me way happier than I could have imagined. Like, I never thought I would see this again. I never thought that, well, number one, I didn't think we'd have a whole new park in Orlando from Universal, but here we are. And the excitement is just on a whole different level, especially for this one, because it's a launch coaster, it's a multi-launch coaster, it's a dueling coaster, and some of the elements that are happening in this coaster are just nutty. So I'm really excited for that. And you continue to move along, the greenery is just beautiful, right? We come through here, you see the fountains, these huge, massive fountains, and water pads, and carousels, and all kinds of beauty that's happening in Celestial Park. So you got Constellation Carousel. This carousel looks awesome. The whole intro to it is taking shape. If you've followed BioReconstruct, which we'll link in the show notes, if you follow BioReconstruct on Twitter, X, you'll see some of the videos, like the real-time videos and pictures of what's happening over at Epic Universe. And it's just crazy. This stuff is coming together quickly, and it looks beautiful. And this carousel is going to be one of those things when kids walk in, they light up, right? Because this is a carousel on a whole different level. The Constellation Carousel. I love the theme of Celestial Park, honestly. The whole stars, the astronomy thing. I just think it's cool. And in this video, if you're watching on YouTube, we're taking you into the carousel itself, and you got rams and unicorns and lions, and you've got fountains and water shows all over the place. I think this is going to be stunning. I mean, absolutely stunning. And you've got Atlantic, this food hall, which kind of dips in, and then you're almost not under, but you're below the water level. So when you look out, you're looking straight at water, and you've got fountains all over the place. And we'll dive in a little bit more as we continue to go through this at some of the food offerings, or at least the type of food, because they haven't put out menus yet that I've seen. And we continue to move around Celestial Park. The next big area that it takes us to, as it kind of dives through these portals, it passes us by Super Nintendo World, which these portals are so freaking cool. But technically, in Celestial Park, you got the Nintendo Superstar Store. So this is going to be a merch store, you know. You're looking for merch. You're looking for Super Nintendo merch or Mario merch. This is where you're going to find it. Not a whole lot more to say in that. It's a store. And we'll continue to move through this. Again, you've got some incredible tile work. The place just looks awesome. It really feels like you're moving through a park. You got high trees in the walkways, so you don't see a lot. So save some of the wow factor. Look, we're passing Dark Universe's portal right here. We're coming through the Blue Dragon Pan-Asian restaurant. So we can imagine we'll get into some of the food. We'll click through that here in a little bit. But it just looks incredible. Like, they've done a nice job. The art is cool. You got a massive blue dragon as you walk through it. Everything has something grand that you've got to walk through to get into the experience. And I just think the way they've laid this out and what they're building is incredible. And that sort of circles us back to the back end of the park. And this is probably the showpiece. So if you're a Disney person and walking down Main Street USA, you have Cinderella Castle, Sleeping Beauty Castle. You've got these showpieces at the castle parks. You walk in, you see them at the end of Main Street, and it's that wow factor, right? Epic Universe is not going to be any different. When you walk in, you're going to see this Grand Helios Hotel, which is stunningly beautiful. I can't wait to stay here. It looks awesome. It looks like actually badass. But the cool thing about this is that it's going to be the home of a projection show, a nighttime projection show that's going to be sprayed all across the side of this building. And then they have a whole peninsula behind this where they're going to be able to shoot fireworks. I can't wait to see the nighttime show here. If Cinesational, that they just reopened or just opened at Universal Studios Orlando, is any indication of the quality of what we're going to get here at Epic, man, I'm pumped. I can't wait to see this show. I think it's going to be a whole different level. Universal is meeting and, I mean, in my opinion, exceeding what Disney's doing currently. And that's not to say that Disney's doing bad things. There's a lot of things that I really like about the Disney parks. I went to Disneyland Paris recently and had an amazing time. It's a stunning park, beautiful, great ops, great rides, great design, great theming, great shows, the whole thing. Food could have been a little better, but it wasn't bad. But you've got all this at Epic Universe and these massive, great nighttime shows at what is a beautiful, beautiful hotel. I can't wait to see the inside of it and see what it's all about. But this park and Celestial Park really makes up the entire center. So rather than it being more of a hub, it's like this long runway of an entire park with the carousel, with restaurants, with the hotel in the background. And as you walk around the perimeter, you then walk through the portals of the individual lands where there's different portals on different sides. So this is a different way of looking at parks. It's not the typical circle that it has been before. There's a whole section of Celestial Park in the middle, and then you have the actual lands on the side. I'm excited for Celestial Park. Look, it's the intro, it's the entrance, but to me, this is more grand than Main Street USA. I think it's going to be incredible. And then to be able to stay at the Grand Helios Hotel reminds me a lot of Disneyland Paris and the Disneyland Hotel there, where when you stay there, you're technically already in the park because the gates to enter the park are under a walkway for the hotel. So I'm going to be staying here. I don't know when, but I'm absolutely going to be staying at the Grand Helios at some point. We'll share all that here on the podcast. And I hope that you guys are excited as I am for Epic in general. But I think Celestial Park's going to be one cool place to hang out. It's going to be a lot of sights, everything that you want to see, and you have to go through it to get to any of the lands. So, we talked about How to Train Your Dragon in the last episode, and I'm excited for that one. But admittedly, as excited as I am for How to Train Your Dragon, the Isle of Berk, it's probably the bottom of my hype list. And as we continue to go through these, we still have, as of the recording of this in June, we still have one more land to get all the details of. We know the name, but we don't have the details. So we're going to continue to work through this. And what I thought was going to be my most anticipated land is going to be one we talk about next. It's not my most anticipated land anymore, although I am excited for it. We're going to talk about Super Nintendo World, specifically Super Nintendo World at Epic Universe, which is a little different than the other ones that we have at the two other parks that Super Nintendo World already exists in. So with that, I do want to say thank you for being here for another episode. I appreciate all the love that we're getting, the subscribers. If you love what we're doing, join the subscriber crew. Come and follow me on X. Let's have a conversation. You can find it Universally Epic on X. Talk with us. Let's have conversations about the parks. Talk about the things that we're excited for. Talk about the things we may not be excited for. And if you're over on YouTube, leave a comment telling me the thing that you're most excited for about Celestial Park, whether it's the nighttime show, whether it's the restaurant, whether it's the carousel, whether it's the fountain shows, whatever it is that you're most excited about, I want to know. So let me know in the comments or come and follow me on X and let's have that conversation. So again, if you really love what we're doing here at Universally Epic, all you got to do is subscribe. hit the subscribe button, come back. New episodes every week talking about all things Universal, worldwide, parks, destinations, and everything in between. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to another episode, and we'll catch you in the next episode.